Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers Showcase video. In today's video, I'm once again taking a look at one of your designs that you recommended me in the comment section of one of my videos. And for today we are looking at another exploration rover, and this one is called the SV Nomad 3, which is this lovely thing over here. So this is a unarmed, survival ready rover that features everything you need to get started. It's got a survival kit, plenty of cargo space, renewable power, and a small interior for you to roam around in. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu, the SV Nomad 3, once it all loads up, is 2015 small blocks using the Wasteland and Decorative Block number 2 DLC packs. We have a little bit of information about it on the Steam Workshop page, where we can see what it contains and what it can do. So giving this thing a thumbs up, we'll move all the way around towards the very front here, we'll have a quick look around the outside, a quick tour of the interior, then we'll drive it around to see how it handles the surface of this custom Mars planet. So bringing the sunlight all the way back around, that should do quite nicely, there we go. This is what we get at the very front. So front and center we got ourselves a bunch of window blocks, and they have been double layered for additional security. Behind that, you might be able to make out a transparent LCD screen featuring the artificial horizon. We'll get a better look at that on the inside. Surrounding all of this, we've got a bunch of steel blocks in the white and the silver skin. We can see the start of many wheels that go underneath this. Dropping down and coming over to here, a bunch of wasteland spotlights to light up the darkness. Then if we were to start to move around onto the side onto this section, we've got some more spotlights and an ore detector. Coming to the opposite side, we then got a auxiliary ore detector, just in case one gets destroyed or damaged by reckless driving. Moving all around onto the side, this is what we get. So we can see all the wheels going along there, so it's not going to matter too much if we do lose a wheel. Yes, we can see some more lights on the side there, some more windows to peer inside. Once again, they've been double layered up. And a button to open up this blast door edge door that'll fold all the way down to the ground to allow you to get in and out. Just behind this door is a small block doorway, allow you to go inside the vehicle, where we once again got a button to raise and lower the door, so you don't have to keep going to the cockpit to raise and lower it. If we were to pull all the way out of that and move along over to here, we've got a bunch of solar panels for some renewable power. They've been angled via some hinges along the top there. Just coming down under the solar panels, there we go. Moving all around towards the back here, we've got once again a bunch of wasteland spotlights in our brake lights and the front spotlights. And there is a camera to help reverse this thing up, a connector to refuel this thing up with anything you need, or to drop off anything you collected. And right over here, between these blast door edge blocks, we've got ourselves a unfinished hinge, or even a half hinge, to allow you to attach on a trailer, or even just to attach it onto a base to quickly recharge it, in case you want to do that. If I was to pull away from there and start to move all the way up and above and look down, this is what we get. So we can see the hinges angling our solar panels, a antenna to make sure we can always find this thing, and some more great block work, how those solar panels have been connected up to the main body. Moving all the way along like so, this is what we get. So we can see our windows going all the way down, and there is the very front. If we were to come down and underneath this thing, this is how our wheels have all been connected up. We can see our ore detectors on the side there, nice lot of wheel suspensions connecting up. There's the hinges for our blast door edge ramps. Then towards the back here, there we go. And that is a very brief look around the outside of the SV Nomad 3, and it does look great with how it's all been set up. Some very good use of the hinges on this thing, such as the solar panels and the doorway, and I do like the extra security of having that double layered windows, just in case you do take a few shots. If I was to grab hold of my character and give him a gun, let's go and give him a... Oh, if it wants to load, let's just go and get a rapid fire gun, that'll do nicely. And start to pummel the windows. There we go, that's going to help very nicely against a drone. Yes, it's not going to save you at the end of the day from continuous fire, but from a few light shots there, it's just a nice little bit of defense on the inside. Anyway, coming all the way over to one of these buttons on the side here, we now press that, and that'll come all the way down to the ground. This will allow us to hop up inside without using our jetpack, which is always a nice thing to have. There we go, now walk up to this, come over to the doorway, press this button, and then we'll seal ourselves inside. Just above here we can see a small conveyor going across, which is a nice way of hiding it up, making sure any stray shots don't damage it. And now we can open up this doorway and come on inside. So just closing this up, there is no auto door airlock script, but we do have a spare programmable block, so if you did want to add this in, so we come over to here, that's got the wheel subgrid controls. This one is a empty one, So yes, like I was saying, if you did want to add a auto door airlock script, you can do so on this one. And there we go, that's all been set up. We can see it on that programmable block there. If we open up this doorway, it should close after 3 seconds. There we go. Looking at the rest of this room, this is what we get. A bunch of batteries lining the roof. All the way over to here, we've got a block, and we also got a clearly labelled cargo access at the back here. We can go and access this large cargo container. Just to just do this, we can see we've got one large cargo container at the back there. All the way over to here, we've got ourselves a survival kit built into the wall, so we can access that. And of course, just dump stuff in if we wanted to. And turning around over to here, there we go. So we've got a doorway on this side that would be like the one we just came through, so that would be to deploy the ramp all the way down. Just close that up, open up this doorway. This comes towards the very front of how we're going to drive this thing. Just looking around this room, this is what we get. Here is the double layered windows, got 2 little passenger seats on each side. And you can see where we damaged it right over there. For the rest of this, oh god, I did do a bit of damage up there. Let's just ignore that for the moment. But yes, for the rest of this room, we've got a lovely wooden flooring and a fantastic view all the way around. Looking over here, we've got air vents to make sure we don't suffocate. And then we can get into this chair right here. We now just pull this all the way back like it should have been. There we go. And yes, that will reveal a piston on the floor that allows you to move the chair forwards and backwards so you can get a good view out of the front, or you can just retract yourself back and just take in a much more wider view. So we're just going to do that once again, just sitting in here. That's our view there. Now move all the way forwards, we can get a better view at our artificial horizon. Our LCD screens are on the side there. Yes, it will compromise the rest of the view, but it's still a nifty thing to have. Anyway, pulling up the HUD, this is what we get. Number 1 is a button that doesn't currently work. That's going to be for the handbrakes on and off, but because the wheels are being controlled by a script, it's not currently working. So there we go, can't really do anything with that. Number 2 is for our chair. That will bring the free camera all the way inside. And that's what I was doing just a second ago, where we can just move that forwards and backwards to change your view. There we go. Number 5 and number 6 is for our hinge all the way around at the very back here to attach it and detach it. Number 7 is for our lights at the back there to turn them on and off, so they will be your brake lights. Number 8 and number 9 is for the rest of the lights all the way around this vehicle, so we can turn them on and off. And then for tab number 2, 3 and 4, we got nothing else, so it's time to drive this thing around. But very quickly, I will touch on one thing. If you do want to activate the handbrakes on this thing, we're going to need to find the remote control block inside here. We're going to need to take control of it. There we go. We'll still have all the same controls for the wheels all the way around. But now we can once again find the remote control block, drag it down onto here. Then we can find the handbrakes on and off. And there we go, that'll lock ourselves in place. But anyway, coming out there, back to tab number 1. Let's go and drive this thing forwards. This is what we get. The first thing I noticed when testing this thing is that it's very, very fast and very good at traversing this rather uneven terrain. There's no risk of this thing just flipping over. You can just go all the way around like this, and it's perfectly safe. There we go. Let's come to a stop. That's what we get. If it was to do a sharp corner, and hopefully we won't start going down that little cliff edge, this is what we get. So it's going to be very, very slow at doing a 360 circle. But as you can see there, there's no risk of it tipping over, which is always very nice to see. And one other check we can do, just come into here, we'll see if we've got a gyroscope in here. And yes, that is fantastic stuff to see, a bunch of gyroscopes, so if you did end up going over a cliff edge, you can always realign the vehicle and hopefully not damage any important stuff. So like on this vehicle, your cargo containers are at the very back, the survival kit's at the back there, so if you were going to land wonkily and you didn't want to risk the back, you just tilt yourself forwards and hopefully just damage the front of the vehicle. In first person view, this is what we get when you see the artificial horizon going nuts. And yes, as for that, there's not too much else to talk about. It's just a lovely survival rover. You can always attach a gun on here if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. And there we go with that. We'll land nice and safely. Very soft vehicle going over these jumps. But anyway, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. I highly recommend you do, because it is a fantastic little survival rover. A lot of stuff you can do with it, and it has a lot of useful stuff that it comes with as it is. So now what we can do is just find a very wonky piece of terrain. In fact, I see my vehicle over here has managed to come to a stop. It did run away from me when I spawned it in. So to end this, we're going to slam it straight into that. So here we go all the way across, straight into the other rover. And that did not do much damage. This thing seems to have just lost the blocks at the front there. We still got one window screen, which is nice to see. And we also got that transparent LCD screen. But will it survive another hit? There we go. And it seems like we're still in one piece. Anyway, that's enough of me having fun with this. Like I said, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download it and play around with it yourself. Highly recommend you do. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.